Tonight, battle lines drawn in Canberra as Liberal MPs debate same-sex marriage.
Authorities probe the death of a man shot by police on the North Coast.
More heartache for the family of Lauren Huxley as her attacker plans an appeal.
And tributes for a golden girl. Australian athletics great Betty Cuthbert dies, aged 79.
This is NBN News with Natasha Beyersdorf and Paul Lobb.
Good evening. They've been doing their fighting in public, but tonight federal Liberal MPs are behind closed doors trying to resolve their differences over same-sex marriage. While a handful of rebels are seeking a free vote in Parliament, most want to stick to the Prime Minister's election commitment of putting the issue to the people.
G'day, how are you?
Crunch time for the Liberals.
Big day.
And a short time ago, Lane Calcutt filed this update on the meeting and whether there's been any outcome.
Well, word from the meeting is they've decided to push ahead with a second attempt to get a plebiscite through the Senate, and if that fails, to then go to the voluntary postal vote, with a vote in Parliament to follow shortly after. Still to come tonight, the effort to remove a crane that collapsed onto an apartment building. One of Australia's greatest athletes, Betty Cuthbert, has died at the age of 79 after a long battle with multiple sclerosis. A trailblazer who retired at the top, Cuthbert claimed 4 Olympic gold medals and never complained when MS stole her great gift of speed.
The 1956 Melbourne Olympics. With her long, joyous stride, Betty Cuthbert ran into Australia's embrace.
Time for sport now with Sam Djodan.
And Sam, some good news for Knights fans.
That's right, we may not have seen the last of the Rostock. More on that in a moment. Also ahead, Brad Arthur's extraordinary bid to rally support for the Eels' clash with Newcastle. And the Wallabies back in the Hunter ahead of the Bledisloe Cup opener. There's positive news for the Knights and their fans tonight, with cult hero Nathan Ross a chance to return from injury for the team's final game of the season. Ross fractured his back during Newcastle's weekend win over the Warriors.
It was a moment 2 years in the making.
Looks like it was a fantastic night. A bit more positive news as well. North of Oak's Jack Cole-Reevy has finished 45th in the marathon at the World Athletics Championships.
Good stuff.
Great one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Gav has the weather for us next. Gavin Morris joins us now with the weather, and Gav, those gusty westerlies just won't quit.
Yes, they've been a little bit brutal all weekend long, continuing today. Stronger winds will be upon us again throughout tomorrow. Clouds, we've had a little bit, but overall during the winter, those clouds have been hard to come by. Some lovely colours looking across the water here from Madeline. So a lovely weather shot to get things rolling. Now, let's take a look at the rain totals over the past 24 hours. It is the Blizzard of Oz. That's what it's been labelled. It's incredible, actually, right across the Victoria and New South Wales ski resorts with one of the best snow dumps we've seen for some time. So it has been powder, and pow. Looking at rain, still starting to clear from the wide Bay Burnett area and throughout the Capricornia coast. From that system there that's now moving offshore. The low is still spiralling around over the southeast, so the snow is continuing tonight across the resorts, but it's going to back off. The centre and northern Australia still clear, sunny, dry and very hot as the high now comes back into play again. As the low moves offshore, we'll see the southwesterly winds continue throughout tomorrow, but then as the high comes across, we're going to see things calm, and then we're going to see the very warm air that's building up over central Australia return later in the week, and we'll see some more amazing spring-like conditions return. The southwest, more big falls on the way. They've had a pretty wet winter, and more rain is on the way with that next front set to move in across the Golden West. Throughout the southeast, conditions are calming, particularly for Canberra. Sydney's still a little bit blustery throughout tomorrow also, and quite cool, particularly tomorrow morning. Brisbane is still fairly mild, and there's the heat building throughout the centre. We'll see the mercury rise each and every day this week and dry right across the northern tropics. In for a local look at temperatures this morning, down to about 1 degree there at Cessnock, Singleton, then up to about 19 for most, but a couple of 20s from Scone and Tocal today. At the moment, the humidity is way down, less than 40% across the board, so again, very dry. Those dry southwesterlies continuing throughout tomorrow, and again, the clouds will be very hard to come by indeed. So it is going going to be another fine day and a fine week. There's no chance of rain at all, not a drop at all is going to unfold. We're looking at tops of about 19 degrees throughout tomorrow, so it's still getting fairly mild throughout the day because of all the sunshine, 100% in fact from the moment that it cracks the horizon, but another pretty chilly start, and there's a little bit of a wind chill factor thrown in there as well, all thanks to those blustery southwesterlies. Taking a look at the swell, new swell is on the way after backing right off, so rebuilding up to 2.5 metres. The seas at 3, strong wind warning has been issued because of that sou'wester. Looking at high tide tomorrow morning at about 20 to 9, the low 2:15, sun to rise 6:36 and setting at 5:21. The moon looks amazing as I speak, and it'll be fairly bright again tomorrow night. There's that warm air moving in as we head towards the latter part of the week. Slightly cooler for the weekend, but it's going to be predominantly fine. The risk of a shower there on Sunday is absolutely minimal. Looking at fine, dry, mostly sunny skies right throughout the remainder of the week throughout the Upper Hunter as well. And taking a look at the Central Coast, also fairly mild conditions as we move to Thursday and Friday, moving towards a predominantly fine weekend. Surfers, small, clean little waves throughout today, but then the higher tide is gobbling it up, so making the most of those small conditions on those little rock shelves, so those beach breaks. There's been a couple of nice little waves up and down the coast, a few little hidden spots there spotted over the weekend, but we should get a new swell back into place tomorrow, and those southwesterlies should glass it up somewhat.
Thanks, Gav. That is our bulletin for this evening.
The Today Show will have the latest headlines from 5:30 tomorrow morning.
From all of us here for now, good night.